Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at something really quite unique, I think. It's an artist journal from Northwind Illustrations. And we're focusing on one specific piece called Elastic Form.
Mm,
Yeah. So our goal really is to see how something pretty chaotic, like a physical jolt, could end up becoming this very structured, rhythmic piece of art.
and what that might teach us, maybe teach you about handling tension and, finding some rest.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you really have to start with where it came from, which is, well, totally unexpected.
Right.
The journal says it began in motion, not some grand idea in the studio.
No.
The artist was just driving and hit a really nasty bump, the
Oh,
kind.
yeah. That sudden shock,
Exactly. And instead of just being annoyed or maybe worried about their coffee.
which is usually my first thought.
No, too. But no, it sparked this immediate thought about the car itself, like how it absorbs that shock, the coil spring specifically, that gentle give.
And that's what's so interesting, isn't it? That immediate jump from just, experiencing the bump to thinking about the mechanics of it.
Yes.
It's like observing the poetry in how something functions. The shock absorber, its job isn't to pretend the bump didn't happen.
Right.
It's there to manage the energy, soften it, make sure the rebound is controlled, not like chaotic.
So it doesn't just break.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
that idea, that mechanical resilience, that was the seed for the art, the first sketch.
Okay, so let's talk about that sketching process.
Mm-hmm.
Because back in the studio, they didn't just draw a perfect spring like an engineer would.
No, definitely not.
They sketched the coil, but the journal entry says they deliberately made the lines wobble.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't about getting it technically perfect. It was about capturing the feeling of that impact, right?
Yeah.
The absorption.
Yes. And that choice to embrace imperfection, that's kind of the core idea here, I think.
How so?
Well, think about it. A perfectly drawn helix, mathematically precise, it feels static, maybe even brittle. Under stress, a perfect theoretical form might just snap. But that wobble, that slight imperfection, that's the visual evidence of the stress being handled, dissipated.
So the wobble shows the resilience.
It proves the system worked. It bent, it absorbed, it didn't shatter. That imperfection is the strength, visually speaking.
So the finished piece, Elastic Form,
Hmm.
it's described as this layered sequence of these hand-drawn wobbly coils. They're stretched, repeated.
Yeah,
And the journal says it feels alive with tension.
yeah.
It doesn't ignore the stress that came before. It sort of organizes it.
Right, it channels it into a rhythm.
Yeah, a visual rhythm. It feels almost musical, doesn't it? Like vibrations slowed right down.
It really does. It's like the pulse of that controlled rebound we talked about.
Right.
But, lines alone might not capture the whole story.
Yeah.
To get that visual bounce, that sense of stages, the artist needed color.
Mm.
If the lines show how the jolt was absorbed, color needed to map the emotional journey, maybe?
Stages of response.
Exactly. Reflection, tension, release. How do you visually code that in a way people just get?
And the solution is just.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. And maybe a little cheeky.
Go on.
They used a traffic light.
A traffic light, seriously.
Yep. The main colors, reds, yellows, greens, are nested inside these deep purples, grounded by soft black lines. And those primary colors became emotional cues using the traffic light system.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's unexpected. It takes something really mundane, a control system we deal with every day, often with frustration,
Right.
and gives it this deep psychological weight. But wait, doesn't red usually mean danger, stop immediately? How does that fit with reflection? Isn't there a tension there?
That's a great point. And the journal addresses it. The artist specifically reframes red. It's
Okay.
not just STOP. It's defined as a deliberate call to pause, a mandatory reflection.
Ah, I see.
It's about stopping to actually look. Where are you? What emotional load are you carrying right then? It's like a necessary grounding moment before anything else happens.
So red isn't danger here, it's assessment. Okay, that makes sense. Then yellow.
Yellow is awareness. That's
Mhm.
the word used. It's that feeling of tension, right? You're not stopped anymore, but you're not quite moving forward either.
That in-between state, the holding pattern.
Exactly. Where the energy is sort of held, maybe decisions are being made implicitly. It's the transition.
Uneasy, but necessary.
Right. And then finally, green, which is pretty straightforward.
Let me guess. Go.
Pretty much. It's the invitation to move forward. But crucially, the journal says, with softness and confidence.
Not just blindly charging ahead.
No, it's a conscious release, a calculated motion, because you've processed the shock through the red and yellow stages.
So the whole pattern becomes this visual story, A 3-step process for engaging with impact. Pause and assess, hold through the transition, then move forward with intention.
Yeah, like a blueprint for managing things emotionally.
That's really powerful.
And that idea of a blueprint leads right into how the art was used. Yes, it worked as, standard canvas prints,
Yeah.
wall art, but the journal really emphasizes applying it to art cushions.
Cushions. Interesting.
Yeah, it was meant literally and symbolically, a cushion effect for everyday life.
Okay, I like that. But isn't it a bit of a paradox? You take this pattern born from a jarring shock, from tension, and you put it on something meant purely for comfort, for softness, rest. Why cushions? Why is that the perfect place for this message?
Well, think about how it changes your interaction with the art.
Okay,
A painting on the wall is something you look at, observational.
right.
A cushion,
Okay.
you lean into it, you touch it, it participates in your rest.
So it becomes functional, like architectural.
Exactly. The cushions become functional architecture for rest. Applying elastic form makes the art a physical, tactile reminder of the whole idea.
The idea of bending without breaking.
Yes, the artist wasn't just drawing a spring, they were illustrating our need for internal systems or external support that let us absorb things.
So putting it on a cushion reinforces all those themes the artist talked about. The value of imperfect responses, engineering as a metaphor.
Art recording the rebound, not just the hit.
Yeah. The cushions become these quiet reminders, emotional architecture you can literally lean on after, the bumps of the day.
It makes that invisible thing, our own shock absorption, visible, tangible. It lets function and feeling sit together. You're literally resting on the art that acknowledges tension.
I really like that. Art you can lean into.
Yeah. And the artist's final note in the journal just pulls it all together perfectly, I think.
What do they say?
They basically acknowledge, look, bumps happen. In driving, in projects, in life, you can't avoid them.
True enough.
What matters is how we're built or how we build our surroundings to absorb them.
That design aspect again.
Right. And the story of elastic form, it just shows that sometimes the road doesn't just shake you up, it gives you an idea, a sketch. We don't control the impact, often, but we can choose how we respond. With creativity, with softness, with structure.
Turning chaos into something rhythmic, quietly powerful.
Exactly.
Which really leaves us, and you listening, with something to think about, doesn't it? A kind of instruction from the art itself.
Go on.
If this whole idea resonates with you, maybe take that cue from the pattern. Pause, like the red light, and really reflect. What is absorbing the tension in your life right now?
Okay.
Is it a physical space, a routine, maybe a relationship?
That's a deep question.
Well, the artist suggests that the thing absorbing the impact for you, that's probably also the thing holding your rhythm, holding your moments of rest together.
The spring in your own life.
Precisely. So maybe take a moment to identify it, and maybe strengthen it. Ensure you've got that capacity for healthy rebound.
That's a beautiful place to end this. Look at structure, softness, and yeah, the poetry of a simple coil spring. Keep creating with rhythm, everyone. Keep building those cushions of care in your life, and keep finding the art, even maybe especially in the bumps. We'll see you next time.